Hi, everybody on Twitch. Howdy hooty.
Howdy hooty, everyone.
Howdy hooty. All right. I am good to go. You good to just dive right in, Leo? Hi, Crow Boy.
Yes. I don't know exactly what King of the Hill means, but I'm
Okay.
glad to find out
Is
live.
this a Canadian thing? That's what I'm, because Fred also wrote
I know
like,
the mode in Halo.
yeah, that's also, because I was looking up King of the Hill to be like a Canadian term, like to see if it's something Americans don't know. But it's not only a Canadian thing, says Trufo. Okay. But yeah, no, essentially, like, I was thinking the fun way to do it is just rapid fire. We go back and forth. So if I say blank game, that's the first one. We just say that's the king currently. And then you list a game and we see if would that beat the current king and take the seat. And then we just go back and forth until there's only one remainder, which is kind of how the Halo mode played. Whoever sat on the hill.
Okay. How many do you have?
I wrote down a ton, but we don't have to go through that many because there's some prime. I have a shit ton. 1, 2.
Great.
I have 16. How many do you have?
Okay. I've got like half of that.
Okay, I can just cut it down to. We can just do 10 each.
No, it's just be a conversation anyway. I think it's fine.
If we don't force it into a rule set, that none of this matters. No, that's fine. That makes sense.
No, I mean, yeah. We can still agree on a winner,
Okay,
I think.
sounds good. Yeah, no, that's interesting that's not a. I was also looking. It's apparently an old British thing, and like children would go stand on a hill and shove each other off. That's where that comes from, I suppose. They would just fist fight on top of little hills in the British countryside.
Sure.
Sure.
I'm sure I did play that as a kid, but didn't get exactly how it transferred to video game ranking.
That's fair. I'll re-explain it in a second here when we start. All right, let's go. Make sense? We good?
Yep, love it.
Love it. Hello and welcome to Bonus Pod, the companion podcast of the MinMax Show. My name's Haley Emily McLean. I'm 5'10". I'm drinking a cold Coke. I don't know. Blue eyes, brown hair. And I'm joined today by pal and confidant Leo Vader. Hi, Leo.
Hi, Haley. I'm Leo Vader, 5'11" and a quarter inch, drinking ice water today. Just had a bagel with creamed cheese. The cheese had been creamed in advance.
That's fair. Are you a flavored cream cheese man or pure plain?
I like plain on a flavored bagel.
Ooh, everything.
I like flavored on a plain bagel.
We talking everything bagel?
You got that? Yeah, everything bagel with plain cream cheese is precisely what I had today.
That's my pick too. And then my second follow-up is plain bagel with butter. If my tummy's upset. That is the cure.
Interesting.
If I'm hungover, plain bagel with butter, and I literally get a second win. There's a great story. The very first time I was meeting Michael's parents, we were scheduled to drive to New Brunswick the next day, and I went downtown with my friends, as one does for a big event that could shape how your future family sees you. And I got more drunk than I meant, and I was the most hungover I've ever been in my entire life, ever. And I didn't even drink that much, I say, lying. And I could not walk down our driveway to get in the car without throwing up. So we ended up leaving at like 3 p.m. when we should have left at like 9. And then Michael's dad had made a turkey dinner that got burnt in the oven because he was waiting too long for us to come. I really flubbed it up. But on the way there, we stopped at a Tim Hortons, and I was the bagel thing. You're like, what about the bagels? Michael was like, why don't you just have a plain bagel with butter? And I still remember, this was years ago, I remember biting into that bagel, and my hangover went away in like 1 second. So I still feel like that is my personal hangover cure for some reason.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have better butter in Canada?
Yeah, our butter is just electrolytes. That's been creamed via cow, I suppose. I don't know.
Arctic Storm flavored butter.
Wait, you know what I was thinking about Untapped Market while I was just walking my dog yesterday? Sparkling coffee. Anything there? I've never seen that. I feel like that's something someone should have tried, but hasn't yet. Sparkling coffee.
I mean, all the rage now is these boosted juices. Dunkin' Donuts got their boosted juice now. Everybody's doing it.
Everyone's boosting their juice, but no one's sparkling their coffee.
I wonder why that is.
I'm taking your
Isn't like a macchiato close to that or something?
That's probably a bad idea. Well, Americano is hot water and espresso, so why don't we just replace the hot water with sparkling water, heated, and see what happens? See, everyone's like, I'm trying to imagine this, but like, what if it slaps and I just invented the best drink ever? I feel like no one's tried it, and it sounds like it might suck.
I think Elkman John confirms it is a macchiato. But
what?
honestly, that means nothing because you brand it as new coffee soda, and people are excited about it. Macchiato's been around hundreds of years.
What's in a macchiato? What's that? A Manhattan special Northeast says exactly what you're describing. Damn it. Damn Manhattan Project and special and all these awful things. Taking everything.
You're not going global with the Manhattan special. It needs to be boosted coffee. It needs to be called coffee too.
Sparkling coffee I thought was good, but then you said coffee soda, and that's an interesting second take on that name.
Thank you.
Anyways, welcome to Bonus Pod. Today, we have a fun topic. Leo's been feeling chatty, I heard, about... Now everyone's dropping Java monsters in the chat, saying there's coffee-flavored Coke. I get it. I'm not original. The big conglomerates got to it first, you guys. I get it. Yeah, we're going to be talking about local co-op games, specifically versus ones, for when you want to make the group hangouts a bit more pointed, a bit more sweaty.
Yes, local versus games. I had my yearly friend meetup of our online Discord last week, and so we got to playing a lot of stuff like this, and I found some new ones and some old favorites, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about.
That's a fun meetup reason. Did you have like a whole itinerary planned? You're like, we're playing this, and like all scheduled ahead of time?
We really did have something of a schedule because the part of the plan going into the meetup was it's Olympics year. We should do our own version of the Olympics called the Lenny's Olympics because we're Lenny's domain. And so we were keeping points. We were going like, is this for points? You know, and then like winner would go on the scoreboard, teams divided into two teams. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of one big Olympics of local multiplayer games. It was really, really fun.
That's awesome.
And my team ended up winning by 1 point, but we still haven't done the bonus stars. We're going to all come up with bonus awards, like who ate the most or whatever, and pull a couple out of a hat. And
are they going to be really
Mario
stupid?
Party style bonus stars?
Like who did the worst and stuff, like as Mario Party does, who moved the least from their chair, those kind of bonus stars? Or are they going to be to do with skill?
Nothing to do with skill, hopefully. Yeah, I literally, we played Mario Party. It was an awesome game, and I barely won at the end. And my bonus star, after I think I would have won the minigame star, I did really, really well in the minigames. Of course, they didn't do a minigame star. They did a who landed on Bowser spaces the most star, which I did get. So luckily, I won that one for landing on 2 Bowser spaces instead of all my hard work in the minigame.
That's the thing, is I absolutely rage with Mario Party when they pick the, like, who was the stinkiest one in the whole match. You get a whole ass star, the whole point of the game. And like, I get it, it's a children's game, it's to level out the playing field for the kid that didn't win any mini games or whatever. I want to flip a switch where it's like reward for good gameplay and like all the other bullshit. I think you can customize the bonus stars now that I begin this rant.
Can you?
I think in Mario Party Superstars you can choose which ones appear up. I'm fairly certain in that little like only pick these types of mini games, and then it's like bonus star. Maybe it's just on or off. I can't remember now.
Yeah, they should have more mathematical Mario Party. Surpriseless Mario Party.
You know what's funny is when I was researching this, I read an old review I wrote in 2016 for Mario Party the one on the DS. Mario Party, Stars Fortune, Mario Party, whatever the hell, right? One of the worst ones. That's probably the second worst one.
Stars Fortune.
And just hearing like 23-year-old Haley talk about Mario Party was so funny. I was just like, they reward you for not even moving that many spaces. Like, what even is this game? And I was like, oh, Haley, like, that's the point of Mario Party. You sound kind of silly. I just didn't think
really
it through
is.
enough.
I was getting stressed for the first like 45 minutes, an hour. I was like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. And then we had to pause for a second, and I was like, I need to step back and let Mario Party be Mario Party and just enjoy the nonsense when it benefits me and screws me over. And that was the secret to my victory. I truly had to simply attain nirvana about it and let it happen in front of me.
See, I'm so the opposite. I lean in and become the villain. But the self-aware villain, at least. Like, in my heart, I'm not actually that angry, but it makes my friends have fun when I'm the bitch, you know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, take Haley down, because I'm the older sister. I'm the part, like, my sister's there, my best friend Michael's there, my partner Michael's there, and then like my other friends. But like my sister wants me to fail because she's my little sis. That's just like, that's the family vibe. Michael, my partner, wants me to fail because that's the partner vibe. Your partner wants you to fail. That's natural, right, Leo? Am I right in that?
Every relationship I've ever heard of.
Everyone I've been in. And of course, my best friend Michael wants me to fail because he just thinks it's funny. So I already feel like I have 3 people stacked against me. And then it's like, okay, I could be like, you guys, leave me alone. And like be like a little baby about it. Or I could be the villain and lean into it and be like, take me down, I dare you. And the hangouts are so much more fun if I just let myself be the villain archetype and take that one for the team, you know?
For sure, as long as it helps when everybody's doing it, when everybody's comfortable being the villain,
yeah.
and you lean into how competitive it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most fun.
Is Mario Party high on your on this potential King of the Hill? Do you think it's a contender? Mm-hmm. I play it a fair amount, and I really do love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be high for me. Just so for listeners, we want to play King of the Hill, which when I wrote that in our announcements channel on Discord, that's what bonus pod would be today, everyone was just posting King of the Hill gifs, like the TV show. And I was like, oh, I don't think people know.
Guys, come on.
So I banned them all.
Be respectful, guys. This is Haley's idea. Yes, thank you.
So I booted about 30 to 40 people from the Discord. And then I said, maybe I should explain what King of the Hill is. So essentially, rapid fire fun game mode, mostly just so Leo and I could just chat about these games in a more structured way. We're going to have one game can stay King of the Hill, but a new game that gets brought up could bump it down. And at the end, we're going to have the ultimate best local co-op versus party game of all time. And that shall be the king. Sound good?
That shall be the king.
I'll lob out a first one. Smooth moves.
Please.
WarioWare Smooth moves.
Such a good one.
Such a good one. Love this game. Still play
Such a good one. What's the Switch one that's not Get It Together?
I didn't play that one.
Move It. WarioWare Move. We did play that at the meetup, and like all the biggest pops, the most exciting parts were like when they repeated mini games from Smooth Moves, like the dancing one, the choreography where you're all repeating in rhythm.
Yes.
With the figures dancing.
And they're like slapping their butts. It's like dun dun dun. Yeah. That's my sister and I's absolute favorite one. We would boot up Smooth Moves and pick that mini game and just do the dance routine over and over again after school when we were younger. It's the best.
Beautiful.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I've Smooth Moves has a special place in my heart for sure. I do remember like rushing through that game on multiple people's Wiis to unlock all the multiplayer to then play with them.
The levels, like, because you could do everything yourself, but then they also had all the versus modes, and then it would just get so fast. And I just have such a vivid memory of, like, you know, the disco one where all the cats are on the dance floor, and, like, the music's like, ha, 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 ha. And, like, once you get really high, like, in the 30s and 40s, it's so rapid fast. It was so, like, some of my favorite memories, like, parents' basement vibes are playing Smooth Moves.
Yeah, for sure. Move It is really great, though, too. A lot of fun multiplayers where it's like alternating between one person plays a minigame or like these two people are against each other in a minigame or these two people are teaming up in a minigame. And there's a little metagame one where you're trying to run through a dungeon that Medusa is turning and looking at you, and it's like a red light, green light thing, but you're running with the Joy-Con and stopping when she turns around to sees you and you're trying to make it to the end. So it's a combination of like sprinting between mini games, but not getting frozen, and you have to win the mini games to progress.
That's fun.
It had a lot of fun modes.
I need to play that.
There's a board game one, almost a Mario Party one, that's like more bullshit than Mario Party. It's exclusively every square you land on is nonsense. It's like the end is the start now. First place person is in fourth place every single time.
I need to play that because what was the thing? I remember Ben and Kyle were talking about it on the podcast, and it's such a minor I'm so lazy thing, but it's like you have to put the strap thing on or something because most of the mini games have you dropping the Joy-Con or something like that. You know, the black thing that comes with this Joy-Con, and like I hate them so much because they made those so that you can still slide it on backwards. And I always slide it on backwards, and then it gets locked in there like safe, and it's impossible to pull it off. You feel like you're breaking it every time. And I low-key think the only reason I didn't play Move It, even though Smooth Moves is one of my favorite games ever, is because I didn't want to fiddle with those attachment things, which is so lazy.
Valid. I was doing the toilet paper rolling micro game. And I punched the Joy-Con on accident, and it knocked the little black piece out, and I put it back in, and it said, okay, returning to menu. And we just dropped out of this match we're halfway done with. So it's scary to mess with. There are consequences, Haley.
It's scary. That's fair. Smooth Moves, current king. Do you have something that could potentially knock it?
Another fun one from the meetup, Family Feud on Switch.
Listen, me and my friend group been loving Family Feud on the Switch. We also play that. It's so fun.
Yes.
It's so fun.
Do you like how absurdly absolute fucking bananas bonkers the answers are? And how they clearly interviewed exclusively 90-year-old people in 1980 about all of them?
Some of them have two answers. Literally, it'll be like, what's the most common thing found in a fridge? And it's like 1 and 2. And you're like, how is this fun? Like, that's insane. You're like, apple, and they'll be like, milk and meat or something. You're like, that's so vague. There should be 20. I don't know. Yeah. But what my friend...
We did one that was monsters monsters who just want love. And we got a couple good ones. I got number 1 with King Kong. Felt good about that.
That's good.
3 empty spaces at the end. Okay, let's see those answers. 3 answers in order. Yeti.
I can kind of see it.
Herman Munster.
Who's that? Herman Munster.
Number 3. The Incredible Hulk.
That's arguable.
No, it's not.
Herman Munster? Is that not just Frankenstein? Monster?
Herman Munster.
Herman Munster is a fictional character in the CBS sitcom The Munsters. The patriarch of the Munster household. Herman is one of Frankenstein's monsters created in a lab in Germany in the 19th century. So it's just someone stole Mary Shelley's idea and made a shitty sitcom out of it. Is that what I'm hearing? And named him Herman Munster?
I can't speak on that. I haven't seen the Munsters, but I do think it was kind of redundant to have Frankenstein and Herman Munster on there.
You're telling me Frankenstein was already on the list? That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, that just makes no sense. But the game is still lit and also very fun to play, even though we're complaining.
Oh my God, it's a blast. We were screaming at those results. We were absolutely losing our minds. And we had 10 people, so we had 5 people on each side of the room coming up to do fast money and stuff and buzzing in like in person. It was one of the greatest gaming experiences of my life. It was so fun.
Do you guys make custom characters and give them their backstory and make them look ridiculous so that you get excited like who's on what team and stuff? Because we do that.
A few of us did that, but that seemed time consuming.
It is time consuming, but the first time we played it, we set that up, and now it's like, all right, I can't even say some of them because they're just full of swear words and stuff, but like Gruntilda is one, a la Banjo-Kazooie, and she's like the crazy cat lady, and like, you know how there's a lot of cosmetics with cat stuff on it? We just made her the cat lady. So it's like, who's Gruntilda? Kyle, are you Gruntilda? Like, you know what I mean? It's just made it more of like an S game because it's our characters we play as every time instead of just white dude number 1 in a red shirt and white dude number 2 in a blue shirt.
Totally.
Yeah.
White dude hosting, Lucky McCoy. White dude, not Steve Harvey hosting.
Lucky McCoy, I forgot that that's him. And he like will come and put his arm around their shoulder, and we're like, get the hell away from Gruntil. Like we view him as slightly predatory.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But you also have all the characters when you get a strike, everybody in the other team's doing the X in the game, and so everybody in real life's doing the X.
So we do that too. We go, eh.
Yes.
And we usually play this at the end of the night, so we're all pretty drunk at this point, and the vibes are slightly toxic more than any other game just because of that. It's so funny.
Oh, it's so great, especially with the real teams, because you're like pulling each other to the side. You're doing the like, okay, we're gonna steal next. Let's start planning our answer. It's the experience of being on the show at home.
It really is. It's truly compounds that experience of just playing it at home, which is all you want. So like two other ones I had, which I won't list, but we could just maybe clump them into this category. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy also. We play all the time. We just love playing those. Like probably Wheel of Fortune the most, but it's just, what if you played those games at home? Like that's just all it is. It's like my nan watches Jeopardy every night, and I'm still like, I should have my nan over to play Jeopardy on PlayStation 5 because I think she would love it. The only game she'd want to play, but it's just, I don't have to explain anything. It's just press this button to buzz in if you know the answer. Easy. But
yeah, totally. A lot of value with that.
All same kind of energy. We could just call them after dinner. What's the genre?
Game show
games. Slotted 7:30 p.m. on Fox.
Or the Game Show Channel.
Game Show Channel top hits. I think that takes over Smooth Moves for King right now. I don't know if you agree.
Wow, we're gonna get some shit for that, Haley.
Yeah, well.
But I'll go with it. That's it. They're two bangers off the gate.
They are two bangers.
They're two of the greatest ever do it.
Yeah.
But I guess I go Family Feud based on the strength of my experience.
All right, next one. Wii Sports, pause for effect, Resort.
Oh!
Not Wii Sports.
No!
Wii Sports.
And not the Switch one either.
Resort. Exactly. Wii Sports Resort is one of the best games Nintendo's made. I'm not joking. That sounds like I'm being facetious and being a little devil. I love this game to the point that I look up like lo-fi Wii Sports Resort's music to hang out and jam to and crap. Like I thrive for when this game was in the zeitgeist. Remember when that game was releasing, they made a beach in New York in Times Central. They booked out Times Central and they filled it with like sand and stuff, and they did a Wii Sports Resort event. And it was like, Wii Sports Resort is coming, baby. And it's just like legendary. They never do that crud for when Mario and Luigi brothership. What are they going to do? Nothing. They would never book out Times Central for that. They knew Wii Sports Resort was special and it needed something crazy.
They don't care.
They don't care. Woohoo!
What? So it had the regular Wii Sports in it, right? In addition to the bonus ones?
Pretty much, yeah.
Or was it totally new games?
It was a bunch of new games too. So it had bowling, it had golf, it had the boxing,
two awesome ones.
The sword fighting game. Iconic.
Sword fighting, unbelievable how good that was.
So
it was
fun.
Multiplayer sword fighting with the Wii Motion Plus, so perfect tracking. And the competitive was really fun. And it also had like a campaign where you're marching up these hills and just swiping at Mii's coming at you by the hundreds.
Over the bridge, just like knocking them off. Dun, 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 dun. I still remember the music. Like that's how much I played that freaking game. And
so fun.
The archery was really fun because they had this little thing where they hit a bunch of fruit in the levels that would be like 500 meters past where you're supposed to be shooting. And so if you learned like where it was, you would go to aim. And then I remember I learned this before my little sister, and I was aiming at the thing and then I aimed off and shot and it like swooped off. She's like, you missed. And then it swooped off camera for like 10 seconds and hit a watermelon like a million miles away, and it was like 10,000 points, watermelon bonus, and she was like, "Wah!" I just like screamed, like that kind of stuff that they don't need to do that. That's just fun. They just chuck that in there. What? The basketball mini game was dope. Like, they just added that to Wii Switch Sports. They're like, no, it has basketball. I was like, Woohoo Island had that in 2009 or whatever the hell it was. Like, what are we doing? And it looked just as good as it is now.
Island.
Don't dare come to Woohoo Island with that crud. Like,
so you have experience with Switch Sports as well.
I haven't played Wii
Does that
Switch
have sword
Sports.
fighting?
It has. I think it does have. It has a lot of the Wii Sports Resort ones, but it's just like they don't. The Mii's don't look the same. Like, you know, Wii Sports Resort still had the exact same Mii thing, so it still felt like you were playing your Wii, but it's just like better stuff to play. So you were a little nostalgic, but it still was totally fresh and new. Like when I look at Wii Sports on the Switch. Wii Sports on the Switch. Bad name. They shouldn't have named it that. But when I look at that, it just looks like it could be from Microsoft or something. Like they look like the Kinect little guys. Or it just it doesn't give it for me. Is that controversial?
Wow.
Yeah.
Valid. But all I'll say is I won't defend you when they come for you. That's all I can say.
That's fair. I will die on this. I will die on Woohoo Mountain. That was the airplane.
I love those.
Flying the airplane.
Wii Switch Sports, the bowling has a really fun one where that is like obstacle course bowling.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
With these moving platforms and you have to spin around these obstacles in the middle, which is great because, you know, spinning is fun, but it is the meta to throw it straight at a little angle towards the middle every single time, and that can get old.
I guess that
but
is
the
bowling.
Obstacles make it like a little more strategic.
What kind of obstacles?
Well, bowling in real life, you mess it up more, I guess.
That's true. Are you saying you got so good at Wii Bowling that there was no challenge, so you needed something like this? Humble brag.
I'm saying it's boring when everybody does the same thing, and this forces you to have to invent new ways of doing it, I guess. I will say, Wii Sports Switch, they have it so you have to hold the triggers the whole time so that you don't shoot the Joy-Con out like Gambit at your television. And Wii Sports definitely didn't have that. Wii Sports Resort, I don't think, had that. And that's a pro. To be able to release the trigger, that feels a lot better as a bowling mechanic.
That is smart. But the vibes, Woohoo Island...
I'm down to have Wii Sports Resort be the representative.
Yeah, because Wii Sports Resort felt like a place you went to. Like they fabricated this world that had like an environment where you could look at the overhead map and it made sense. Like that's where you golfed over there. That's where the plane lands. That's the basketball court. There's the place where you sword fight. Like it felt fun to go there because you knew where everything was, and it was just like a vacation.
Was jogging in that, or was that I'm thinking of Wii Fit?
Wii Fit had the jogging on Woohoo Island. You were correct. It was like a little Easter egg. It was actually that was before Woohoo Island was. That was the first appearance of Woohoo Island, I believe. And then they built off Wii Sports Resort from the jogging thing in Wii Fit. Because if I'm not mistaken, Wii Fit came out before Wii Sports Resort, right? We need to look this up. December 1st, 2007
Important.
For Wii Fit. Okay. And Wii Sports Resort came out 2009. That was the sneaky first appearance, was the jogging thing.
Wow.
Crazy lore.
Crazy.
Remember how you could break off and follow the dog instead, and he took you to like super secret paths when you were jogging?
That was fun.
Did the Wii Fit call you really fat too? I remember standing on it when I was probably a 12-year-old girl, the skinniest I'll ever be in my life, and it was like womp 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 womp, and then my character went bloom 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 bloom, and like all this fat showed up on her, and I was like actually distraught.
Jesus.
Do you remember? They had like the trombone sound when you were like, if you were, I must have been overweight, I guess, but I was maybe I put my height in wrong. I say completely.
Well, they did it by BMI, that famous metric that we've all disavowed.
Did that?
So yeah, I got the obese call out as well.
Did you get the obese call out? It was so rude. I remember my dad refused to stand on it. We were like, make an account. He was like, no. Just so foul. He didn't want to get fat shamed by the by the Wii Fit. Oh, yeah. Wii Fit, not a good party local co-op thing. No, not fun.
Starkiller Shazana Diaz wrote an article about Wii Fit traumatizing kids. I'll have to look that up.
That sounds right up my alley. I will also be looking that up. Does it beat...
Do we think Wii Sports Resort tops this list? I think it could.
I personally think so. So, do you agree?
All right.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it. How about this oldie but a goodie? Have you played this one?
Okay.
TowerFall.
I've not played this one. Tell me about it. TowerFall.
It is a simple side-scrolly 4-person or 6-person fighter, but it's all about shooting arrows.
Ooh.
You shoot arrows at each other in simple directions. You jump around. You can land on people's heads to kill them. You can dodge arrows with the dodge button. If you dodge into an arrow, you catch it, which is actually really easy to learn for how complicated it sounds. It becomes a really common mechanic of the game. There's all sorts of different types of arrows. Drill arrows to surprise people by going through surfaces and hitting them out the other side, or bomb arrows to kind of set them and then, based on where people are going, lead them with those. And it's so simple, but it is so fun, and still to this day is a joy to boot up. And I'm one of those people that's like, if we half the time when we were playing Smash, I'm sure we'd have more fun if we boot up TowerFall instead. It's just like a classic, iconic, perfect little game where everybody's on the same level.
I like the pixel art. It kind of, like that's almost its own pseudo genre. Like obviously, yeah, it's a platformer fighter, just like like you were saying, Smash. But like Stick Fighter is another one that comes to mind, where you're just like a little stick guy. You can pick up a gun, shoot. Ben and I played one at GDC that was really fun. Like this, just little pixel art styled room, and like go at it and fight. And this one seems like it's a more polished one than the other 20 I've seen. Like this would be the one that stands out the most for you.
Yeah, I would put like Samurai Gun in the same category, which is also really good, but I would pick TowerFall over that for this. Not Weirder points out it's by the Celeste team.
Oh,
it came before, but they did add Celeste as a playable character.
Ooh, I like the art for Samurai Gun too. Ooh.
Very, very good game.
I feel like I haven't played this, so it's completely up to you. Does that top Wii Sports Resort?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Honorable mention. Honorable mention.
All right.
Nintendo Land. Did you play Nintendo Land for the Wii U?
Hell yeah, every Extra Life stream.
Aw. See, my sister still asks for the Mario Tag game. She'll come over and say, "Can you put on the Mario Tag game?" And I say, "Sure thing." And it's, even though it's so annoying to plug in the Wii U and get that thing, the Wii Pad's never charged, even though I leave it in its charging station 24/7. Nintendo Land is one of those games that I feel like not a lot of people played because the Wii U was such an unsuccessful console, but it's so fun. So you like come into this little overworld, and then the gamepad is used probably the most uniquely of any other Wii U game than this game.
It was a launch game built around the gamepad.
Yeah. So like they actually were
using
it like in interesting ways and trying hard. So there's like the one we play the most was the Mario Chase, which is one person has the Wii Pad and can see this entire map, and everyone else is little toads, and they just have to tag you, and that's kind of it. But the level of communication in the room when we play that game is so fun, because the room, the little map will be split up into 4 colors: the red, blue, green, and yellow. And then like, it's just, to take it out of context is so funny. Like my friends and I will just be screaming, "Yellow, yellow, heading blue, middle, yellow, blue, up, red, 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 red." And like all the toads are just going crazy. And if you play it enough, it's so fun to just like backtrack and like get good at deking them out. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight if it was zoomed down to be the most basic thing ever. Just 4 people chasing. It's just playing tag. And there's only 3 maps.
And there's a dive button.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a dive tackle, which is a fun risk reward element that makes for some like really exciting moments, diving right past somebody and being set way behind because you barely missed.
Yes, exactly. And there's this other fun one that's based on Animal Crossing, where there's one person who controls 2 little guards, and it's kind of like Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Like the 2 joysticks each control one of the guards. So your brain gets kind of confused at first, but then if you keep doing it, you can get really good at controlling both of them, like split them up to try to catch everyone else just collecting candy. And everyone else has to collect enough candy, like you get 30 candies and then you win. And the guard just has to hit the little guys 3 times and they win. And we've probably put 20 hours into that mini. It's like so crazy when you think about how many times we've played that game. It was so fun. And such a unique thing about this game too is that for no reason it has like a selfie cam on the Wii pad. So the whole time, if you're like chasing Mario and you're looking at the screen, you can just see your friends like dumb double chin face, like smiling and running around because they have a little camera for you to look at. And then like, that's just, I don't know. They're trying to make opportunities for it to be extra silly, which I appreciate. And I think that's why we still play it. It's so fun.
Yeah, and like Wii Sports Resort, it wasn't all multiplayer games, though.
No, yeah.
Right? It just had kind of a good amount of them. And I don't know if it's above Wii Sports Resort for its games. It's definitely... I don't know. It's so weird. It goes for, like, weird, unique modes versus the old classic standbys.
Yeah, like there's like a Pikmin level we've played once, like a Metroid one we played once. But we mostly just boot it up and play Mario Chase, the Animal Crossing one, and then there's a Luigi's Mansion Ghost Maze one where like lightning flashes. Like one person's a ghost trying to catch everyone, and it's just like it's really just playing tag in different fonts when you really think about it. That's all those games are. But it's just fun.
Sure. And at the same time, it's like there's nothing like it really. It's unique for having the asymmetrical gamepad thing working for it.
Yeah.
It's hard to replicate that.
You need the gamepad to play.
Let's give it some points.
For any of those to be even remotely interesting to play. And no one owns those anymore. I wonder if it'll come back around where gamepads will be worth a lot of money in 20 years. Do you think?
No.
That's fair enough. All right. I do not think...
I love the Wii U, but the gamepad felt cheap and barely working at the time.
It's when it was brand new. Bad. It's literally like a Leapfrog children's read it machine or whatever we used to have when we were kids. I love Nintendo Land. I don't think it beats Wii Sports Resort though.
No.
Okay.
I'm with that.
Okay.
Have you played classic throwback Divekick?
Divekick? No, is that the cousin to Angerfoot?
This is a 2-button fighter, meaning you don't even move.
This looks hilarious.
You just it's from Iron Galaxy, who made my beloved Rumbleverse. And they put a Divekick in Rumbleverse that was exactly like this. It was like the same animation. You literally jump and you kick. And when you jump straight up. And when you kick at an angle. And there's some exceptions to that with like character abilities. Yeah. But it's just those 2 buttons. And so you jump a tiny bit and kick right away to move a little bit. Jump way up to kick far and to move across the whole screen. And the first hit wins the round.
The first hit?
So rounds... Yes, they're instant kills. It's all about getting the first hit and being like bold or capitalizing on somebody overcommitting. It is a lot like fencing, yeah.
That's
and I played a lot of it on Vita because you literally would each hold the opposite sides of the console. And one of you would use the D-pad and one of you would use the buttons for the 2 buttons. And you could just play it like it's beyond comparison. I don't know what you play it like. You play it like Divekick. It was so sick. To have that kind of experience on the go and that tiny little device. And it's, really fun and satisfying and ridiculous, but a lot of depth. That one has always stuck with me.
Interesting, because I've tried to build like a Tekken or a Street Fighter or one of those that's not, Smash into my friends and I's game night routines, and it doesn't stick because I think there's just too much going on. There's too many combos you could know, whatever. And then like Michael, my partner, is actually good at them and plays them by himself. So like he just dummies us. There's no chance. Which I feel like this would be a good replacement then, because it's just like dive kick. You just dive kick. But there's depth to it.
And if you spam it, you've got a great chance of winning. and odds are rounds happen so fast you could get some momentum going and beat somebody who's good at it just from like feeling it out. You don't have to learn combos or anything. I think it would be worth running in front of the group and seeing how they like it. Maybe
I might run it in front of the board and see if they approve.
Run in front of the group.
Yeah. Does it beat
take a vote
Wii Sports Resort?
I'm worrying that nothing's going to, but something has to.
There'll be more. Don't worry. There'll be more.
Okay.
All right. Let's chuck a big boy up at it. Let's shuck a big boy.
Shuck a big boy.
I'm curious to what your favorite Mario Party is. Mine, the one we play the most is Mario Party Superstars for convenience alone. For ease and convenience alone. It has the most minigames until Jamboree comes out. They keep yelling at us. Biggest Mario Party yet. It has the most minigames.
Yeah, chill out, everybody, about that.
Chill out. And it has...
Wait, what'd you say? It has the what minigames?
The most.
The most.
What do you think I said? You got really offended.
I thought you said the best, and we would have had it. We would have thrown hands.
No. It does. It just has the most. And
it just simply has the most, because this one is the compilation essentially of all the classic Mario parties.
It's just
everything in one, and which I think is great and cool. Although problem is, a lot of old boards suck ass, a lot of old mini games suck ass.
That's true. What you think? Peach's
it's a
birthday
lot of
cake?
mashing ones.
Peach's birthday cake a no-go for you?
Peach's birthday cake, fine. We played the Woods one that sucked.
Woody Woods sucks.
Woolly Woods or something.
Yeah.
Woody Woods, ass.
What's that name even?
You need a little modern design sensibilities in these.
What
things.
if they named Cakey Cake Yoshi? Like, come on, Woody Woods, idiot, stupid.
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
They think we're stupid.
They think we're stupid.
I played the most Super Mario Party, and I think I like that the most. I think there's a lot of good mini games in that, and you need the modern design sensibilities. It can't just be nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I like, because there's these mini games in I was noticing playing Superstars recently. In certain mini games, like the one where you are running around under the cloud and catching water in the pot.
Oh my god!
You just can stand under it, and nobody can push you out of the way, and you just get it. And if that was in a modern Mario Party with modern design sensibilities, there would be pushing around. There would be some kind of maneuvering and boxing each other out in a more strategic way. I don't know. It's just there's generally a little extra going on in a modern Mario Party minigame that in the direct recreations of the old ones you don't quite have.
That's true.
And as a result, they don't feel as exciting.
Do you ever go back and play like with all the ones they've brought onto the Switch via the N64 little page and crud? Do you go back and play old ones, or do you just stick to newer ones that look prettier?
I've never emulated an old one.
No?
I've played old ones on N64 probably only a few years ago.
We've been playing Mario Party 3, and I think that might be my favorite.
Okay.
Like, in general. Like, that might be my favorite Mario Party, is the third one. Because Mario Party, the first one, is like, okay, they're still learning, right? Amazing game. Still learning. Still clunky, but very nostalgic.
Nearly perfect. We'd all agree.
Yes. It's just, it gets better. And Mario Party 2 was really good, but Mario Party 3 is Mario Party 2, but just more stuff in it. Like, it's just like, you might as well call it Mario Party 2.5. Like, it's... Is that Doctor or Hank that just opened your door like a spooky ghost?
Doctor.
It might as well be
I feel that.
Mario Party 2. So it's like, do you want to feel like you're playing Mario Party and it just work a little bit better and have more content? Mario Party 3. It's like the closest you can get to the nostalgic vibes while also being the best gameplay one of those first three. So we've been playing a lot of that one. And it's fun to go back and play those because they're all on the Switch. Or most of them, at least, the older ones.
With just a simple subscription payment once per month.
Exactly. Or you can get the family plan, and there you go. You're spending more for less. But anyways,
just like that.
Just like that. Double your bill, and you're playing. But we do, like, when it comes down to which one we play the most, we do play Mario Party Superstars. But you know what's funny is Mario Party 10 gets a ton of crap. Welcome in, Giant Bomb Raid, the Wii U one. Because that's the one where they put you in a car. They put you and you all have to share it all together. And that sucked.
Right.
But there's a Bowser mode where you guys are cooperatively working against Bowser. And that's actually quite fun.
Yeah.
And we'll turn that one on to play like the Bowser versus us working together game. And we have fun. But the rest of it's pretty bad.
Yeah, right on. Giant Bomb, thanks for the raid. Sorry, we're talking about Mario Party. Y'all aren't going to have any thoughts on that, so you can just move along.
Co-op
Super Mario Party
versus,
also has a good co-op mode.
Mm-hmm.
that is like you're rafting down a river together.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of replicates that a little bit.
I like that one. See, Michael, my friend Michael, hates that one. He hates whenever I bought, like, I'm the friend who has all the games. I always spend the money and buy the new one. I even bought Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games to see if we'd like it. And everyone's like, this one sucks. I was like, everyone owes me $20. And we're never going to play this again because that sucks. But anyways.
Or we play this every week.
Every week, specifically the horseback riding show jumping event. And we played over and over until I beat all of you individually. But everyone in my friend group hates that Mario, what's it called? Super Mario Party? Is that what they called it?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they hate it. They think it's the worst one. And I'm like, you guys, this is one of the best ones. And they all don't want to play it. And we've played it twice, I think. And it's like, we've played Mario Party Superstars up there of getting close to like 40 or 50 times now. So what are we doing? I feel like, why don't they like it, Leo? Why?
I don't know. They're your stupid friends.
I've yelled at them about how, like, if we do the math, we've gotten like so much value out of this one. Let's try this one over here and just play it a bit more. We literally know every minigame in this one to a fault, where we know who's gonna win before we even play it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is a Michael one. Oh, Haley's gonna win this one. Emma's gonna win. We already know because we've all played them so many times. We know who's good at what. So it's like
every friend group's got the one masher who's better than all the other ones. Everybody else at mashing, and every time you get to a mashing one, it's like, okay, I'll try, but it's gonna be the fucking masher who wins it.
What's your stereotype? I'm the masher. What's your minigame stereotype?
I'm the savant.
What does
I
that
run all the intellectual games that require nuanced skill.
Give me an example of a party game that requires intellectual skill. I can't think of a single one.
The Goomba catching one where you drop the cage on the most Goombas.
Oh, I hate that one.
I mean, I did lose that one, but still, I think if I played 10 matches, I'd win most of them.
When I play that Goomba dropping one, I scream because I watch and there's never a point in time where I could win. It's literally from the moment the game codes itself in and launches, there's never a time where I have more Goombas in my circle where I could drop and get the maximum amount possible before anyone else. Because all the gold ones go over to Kyle's side and he just drops in a second. And then it's like, I wait and they haven't even come over to my side yet. So what am I waiting for? They're in Kyle's basket. It literally is broken. Sorry. Reliving my trauma.
Can I tell you my good Mario Party story that from my big match this past week?
Yes.
That was for points in my friend's Olympics game.
Yes, Savant.
That I would have lost by one if not for this moment where my friend Alex, who is the villain of gaming, of our games together. Every friend group has one. He's just the villain. Partially we assign it to him. Partially he is just really good at like betraying and being a dick about it.
Love it.
He's just born with that skill. God bless him. Love him. And we were playing Woody Woods, and every single match, every single round, it was decided by who got the golden pipe. You pay 25 coins to get a golden pipe that takes you to the star for free. Everybody gets so many stars. Everybody buys it every chance they can. It makes every other item irrelevant. Terrible. Yeah. AKA classic Mario Party. And he's just cruising through. He's on autopilot. He's in the lead. He's winning. And he uses the gold pipe. Accept. And then his friend on his team goes, you don't have enough coins. As he goes down in the pipe, and it's like, yeah, he has 17 instead of 20 points, and he just wasted his last warp pipe on like the second to last turn to get to next to the star that he then couldn't buy.
Oh my god!
So then I won by one.
What was his reaction?
No, I didn't even win by one. We tied, and I won by having 12 more coins than him.
And that you got that bonus star for the Bowser spaces or something stupid.
Right.
And I'm listening.
I landed on 2 Bowser spaces. He only landed on 1. Yeah. You were a good listener.
I'm listening.
But that was a real thrill, and he was a good sport about it. But it was like, wow.
I think I'd probably kick everybody out and say goodnight. That happened to me.
That's not just pure randomness, though. That is Mario Party being an interesting game.
Yeah. I love it.
The warp pipes are so stupid. Make them cost like 10 times as much. Jesus Christ. The golden pipe. Give me a break.
I hate how the Wiggler worm will be like, golden pipes for sale the second after I pass him. It's like the whole first start of the match. It's like, would you like a purple mushroom? And I'm like, that's the dumbest item in this board. No. And then as soon as someone else comes behind him, he's like, would you like a golden pipe? And then I've already lost because the time it takes for me to get back and get my friend's already going to get the mushroom or the star he's going to get, and then golden pipe and get a second one by the time I get to Wiggler, and he's already one ahead. This is why Mario Party is a good game, because these traumas stay in your heart and you remember them. Like, I remember all these anecdotes on the tip of my tongue because I lived them. These were moments.
This feels like what other people, when they talk about sports, how they must feel.
People in softball leagues with their jobs and stuff. This is how they feel. But it's about Goombas and stuff.
I think this is only hurt by us not being able to land on one Mario Party. I could put Mario Party the concept on here. I think it would beat Wii Sports Resort for me personally.
I mean, it's kind of
I love them all.
It's kind of fair to do Mario Party the concept. I feel like that's fair because we'll jump around a different one. Like, it's not like we personally think one's the best. Like, we'll jump around. It's just that Mario Party Superstars is just the easiest one to boot up when we're all lazy and don't want to, aka me. I don't want to plug in the Wii U. And it's so many in one. And it's so many in one, and they got the boards that are nostalgic but look pretty now. Can't believe they never did DLC for that. That's so baloney. That was such a no-brainer DLC opportunity. It's like, here's 2 more boards, like a year from now. Here's 2 more characters. Here's Spike or something. I don't know. Like, it's so easy.
They turned Mario Kart 8 into a live service game 10 years after it came out. It might happen with this.
I know. That's the thing. I think it's fair if we say Mario Party proper, which I think would be Wii Sports Resort. That's just fair, right?
I'm down.
Okay.
That's just simply fair.
With the context that none of this matters and we're making this up and no one cares. Mario Party proper is how I'm referring it. All right, top that.
Where are you on Mario Kart E in comparison?
I can't believe you're pulling this one right now because I think this is going to be our winner. It's got to be.
You think so?
In general. How and what it tops out instead of Mario Party Superstars or Mario Party 3 or whatever is we all know the best Mario Kart, and it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because it has everything and it looks good and it plays good and it's just like,
that's a good point.
Besides, like, the only thing I'm nostalgic for is like Double Dash with 2 people in a cart. Other than that, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has everything I could ever want out of every other Mario Kart I've played in the past. That's it. It has a localized zone of fun.
I do love Nintendo for their crowd pleasers. Everybody loves playing Mario Party, gamer or not. Everybody loves playing Mario Kart, gamer or not. Mm-hmm. Whatever they'd call themselves. And Mario Kart its staying power certainly has proven its value.
Good Lord.
But for me, I'd take Mario Party over Mario Kart every time.
Really? Interesting. Discuss.
And I've played a lot of Mario Kart, and I loved it. But it's not a hard choice for me. One, you're just driving a car around. The other, you're driving a car around in a few of the hundreds of things you can do.
But what's such a great appeal? Hear me out.
I mean, are you not driving a car around in this?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? Why are you acting like that's now
Address
boring?
That. Don't move the goalpost.
I'm not moving the goalpost. Here I am at the goalpost. Driving a car around is fun. Maybe better than playing minigames. You're in a cart and you're driving and you're speeding around a corner and you're grinding and you're picking up that question block. What's it gonna be? Red shell. Devastating.
Sorry to hear.
No, I had the
Mario
red
Kart. I always have the problem too of like, wow, first player is really cruising through. The blue shell is the only threat to them, but everybody else is stuck fighting in the back, and first player is just having a fun little race. And it feels like metaphorical for our societal structure in a way that I think takes away from you just the game.
Don't you wrap society commentary into this. We're talking about living rooms. Living rooms only. Don't start thinking about economical baloney.
I don't want to. Mario Kart's making me.
It literally is just a go-kart game, Leo. What does that have to do with politics and...
It's literally just a go-kart game. My point exactly.
Oh, you bastard. You did it. You won. Lawyered. I don't know. Something about it is so nice that like every time I have a house party, I have Mario Kart on with the controllers on my dining table.
Yeah.
Like it's so nice for that. It's like you don't have to, but go ahead. And let me tell you, there's always someone on a controller the entire night. Like it's just the perfect, let's hang out, let's play this. And I will say it's such a good drinking game too. Do you play it as a drinking game ever?
I haven't, but I have played Mario Party that way.
Oh, how do you play Mario Party as a drinking game? Every time you win a mini game, you give a drink, and every time you Bowser, you take one. I can probably make it up from there.
I don't remember. Yeah, every time you land on a space or don't land on a space, take a shot.
Take a shot. Jesus Christ. But Mario Kart, we play Mario Kart, which is a classic. Everyone knows Mario Kart. Do you know it? Have you ever been to a party?
No.
No?
Hoping to get invited someday.
So
I'd love to bone up on my drinking game knowledge.
Hazard exactly says it right now in the bonus pod chat. No drinking and driving. So you can do a whole beer if you want. Usually we are pretty generous and we do half a beer because you're playing all 4 maps in this game. So you end up drinking 2 beers by the time you're done all 4 of the levels. And you can't drink and drive. So you have to finish your drink before the end of the game or you lose. Like you don't even get to place. You're in 13th place. Like you're out of there. And what this turns into is everyone chugs their drink and then does a Mario Kart race, which is also very fun though. Like you could strategize it and like save it for the end and pull and like stop driving and chug and then go to the finish line. But it's never, like, we've all tried that strategy numerous times. It's never worked. We just have to chug our drink and then all go and race. And it's fun because the computers are always bad. So it makes the computers have this crazy speed boost, like, advantage where you're actually not just fighting with your friends, but actually the computers for once, which is also kind of fun, too. And then you have, like, a crazy buzz while you're driving. You get worse at driving Mario Kart, not real cars. And then by the end of it, you have a nice buzz and you switch the controllers and, 4 more people take over and you just flip-flop from there until the party's over. It's great. And that's how a party works, Leo.
I do think that should be brought into the conversation of best local versus is like the impact on the party and how much everyone likes it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mario Party, the wrong crowd, they don't like you anymore when it's over.
And
it negatively impacts your relationship based on how you behave in that.
Exactly. And another kind of negative is you got to sit down and put some dedicated time in a Mario Party. Like, even if you choose 20 turns, it goes 800 minutes? Question mark? Does that sound good, buddy? It's like, oh my God, really? That many?
No.
It's always so many
minutes. It goes 60 minutes and then it is 3 hours. It fucking lies to you directly.
It does lie to you. It lies.
It's crazy how wrong the estimation is.
It's like when your mom says she's on her way. That's how the Mario Party gaslights you into thinking how long it's going to take. Coming to pick you up.
Yeah, she's on the dev team.
She's leaving the garage when she says outside. Like that, it's baloney. So, I don't know. That's just another bonus from Mario Kart, but it sounds like we're really at an impasse here. That maybe we...
No, from this conversation, I'm down to give it to Mario Kart.
Wow.
I have no beef with Mario Kart, and these are good points. And it is the crowd pleaser of crowd pleasers.
It's just so easy to like. I don't have to explain anything when I hand my dad the controller. It's just go kart. Press that to gas. And even though he doesn't know how to drift or use the items, whatever, he's having a good time. If my dad tried to play one mini game, if he tried to play hot jump rope, he would put the controller down and walk away. Like he would be like, "This is boring." He wouldn't like it. He'd play multiple levels of Mario Kart. There's a generational appeal that I think just transcends society in of itself and connects us all together, a la Pokemon Go levels of joy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Mario Kart then.
I don't know how anything's
The more fuel for the machine Yeah, which we won't even try to dethrone it for a minute here.
Yeah.
Lethal League Blaze. Have you played that or the original
No,
Lethal League?
you have some interesting little bangers here. I've never heard of any of these. Lethal League.
It's interesting. It's a great genre for indies because it's not like graphically intense or you need to have these big worlds or need to have campaigns or anything. It's just like if you can make this one screen fun.
It's giving Hi-Fi Rush in its art style.
Oh my god, it's so cool. It's from the people who made Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. It was their previous game.
Jet Set Radio energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that.
And this has that same energy.
Love
Amazing music. I've used it in a lot of videos.
Oh, it looks cool.
But it's basically it's you're hitting a baseball back and forth at its most basic level. So it's timing and reaction and watching the ricochet, the arcs, and dodging and hitting and stuff. Cool. And bunting to be surprising and charging your abilities. But it's the most simple, most exciting back and forth. It's there's not much I can even say about it. It feels perfect and like nothing else, and it is so fun to have a 1v1 or 2v2 and it's got that same tennis energy of like, wow, the longer the volley goes on, the more exciting it is. Except at this one, the ball's clocking in at 10 million miles per hour as it instantaneously teleports from the bat to the other side of the screen.
I have to download some of these. I haven't heard of a lot of these. You have a lot of the PC one. Like they seem like they started on PC and got a community and then came to console later, maybe type of energy.
I think so. Lethal League Blaze is on Switch for sure. It's like one... good Pong, says Infinite Soup.
Oh. Here's one that I think stinks, just for a fun change of pace. ARMS.
Okay.
What were they doing? What were they doing?
We were just talking about ARMS.
ARMS sucks.
We kept joking about playing ARMS.
ARMS. Also, ARMS was the name of that game.
Please say it more with that Canadian accent.
ARMS? Is that an accent? ARMS. Hey, what are you working on? ARMS. What the hell is that? ARMS.
ARMS.
ARMS? How do you say it then? ARMS.
Let's see if it is different if I'm gonna have egg on my face. I'd love to play some ARMS.
ARMS. ARMS.
Is it the same, chat, or is there an intangible difference to it?
Okay, here's how...
I love to play my favorite game, ARMS.
I love to play my favorite game, ARMS.
You heard it.
Yeah, I heard it there a little bit. Here's how I know. Leo says it right. Excuse me. There's no right way to say ARMS. No. We're all a little different. It's diff, but Haley says it correctly, says Parmigiano there. Yeah, bud, you need some ARMS, eh? Oh my god, I'm getting bullied on my own show. That's fine. Listen, I remember when I went to Google ARMS, and guess what showed up? ARMS. Pictures of ARMS. How did they not think, oh, this SEO's gonna suck? Why are we naming our game ARMS? Because I went, oh, I should learn more about ARMS. Like, I remember it was really popular when I went to E3 back in 2017. Everyone was playing ARMS. And I was like, I don't know enough about this. And I Googled and just some ARMS showed up on Google. And I did not look up anything else. I was like, that's bad. What a bad game.
That's all my Googling energy.
It's ARMS. Oh, and it just also was awful and a bad game. But just like one of the worst named games of all time. ARMS. ARMS.
Shouts out ARMS. Here's a new one to me that I thought was Crawl, another indie one. You know this one?
No, you cut out. What'd you say? Crawl?
Crawl. Like a baby crawling.
Crawl game.
Crawl.
So when I Google Crawl, a movie called Crawl from 2019 shows up. So also not great SEO, Leo. But not as bad as ARMS. I'm
not taking the blame for that.
Okay. Someone has to. Who is it? This looks cool.
Crawl is... It's super cool. It's 4-player sprite art, dungeons crawler, hence the name. Except only one person... It starts with you 4 as humans, and you fight to the death. And then only one person is a human at a time, and the other 3 are ghosts, flying around affecting the world, possessing traps, shooting spikes at them, or spawning monsters that you then play as and fight this person, with the intent being, the person who gets the last hit on the human and kills them, they become the human. Then the human has to level up to level 10, then goes and fights the boss, which is all 3 ghosts possessing this one boss together. The one we kept getting was a 3-headed dog, where they each were one head of the dog that had different abilities.
That's cool.
It is a really, really cool game.
I love that.
It's thrilling because you're kind of charting the levels that everybody is at. It's like, oh, next time Sam gets it, they could be the winner or whatever, but everybody only has 3 chances to fight the boss cumulatively.
Okay.
So it's a weird type of multiplayer where you're kind of out for yourself, but when you're a ghost, you're working with the other ghosts. When you're a human, you're like completely playing a single player game. It is really, really unique.
Neat. I love that. I'm going to pick that one up.
Oh.
I see a
long
monster.
Matches on that one.
Oh, these monsters look scary too. There's a lot of different designs. I love the art.
It is super simple pixel art, but the animations and sound effects it's elevated. It's cool.
Love it. That is ARMS. Okay, next up. I will go to bad as a forever ARMS hater. Okay, so I don't want to keep you too long. It's been an hour, Leo. You've been very generous with your time.
I'm good for 25 more minutes.
Oh, cool. Then what about if we each could bring one more that we think might topple the king, and then we rapid fire some honorable mentions? Does that sound fun? Because most of these are not taking down Mario Kart. They're just like maybe one that I think we might want to talk about that might beat it. But other than that.
Okay, sure. Go for it.
Jackbox games.
How are we going to handle this, Haley?
What if I say my favorite Jackbox game that I think is the best one for friend vibes, and you say yours, and there'll be a combo meal? So it'll be like those 2 Jackbox games. Do they beat Mario Kart?
That makes as much sense as anything on this hell of an earth. Okay,
I think mine's going to be controversial, though. Pole Mine, I think, is the best.
What is that one?
What do you mean? Have you played all the Jackbox games?
I thought I did.
Pole Mine is, I believe it's from 9, and it's you go down in the mines, and you split up into two teams, and they'll ask you these questions. It'll be like, if you were the size of a mouse, what would be the comfiest thing to sleep on? And then it'll give you 9 options, and it's like a thimble, a bed from a dollhouse, a little stack of hay, and they list all these random things, and then you personally on your phone rank them. So the first round is just 9 to 1. You just rank them generally. But then there's 3 rounds. So the next round is name everything but the number 1 choice from everyone in the room. And then the last one is rank them from 9 to 1. And guess what was the least picked all the way up to the most picked. And it's so interesting that you think you know your friends so well, and then your friend's just like, yeah, a thimble. And you're like, what the hell do you mean a thimble? Like, that is so uncomfortable. It's metal. And you'll just get into these weird fights where it's like, how the hell could you have picked thimble when bed from a dollhouse was there? And it's just like, you think you know them. And they just pick these random orders. And it's so interesting to see what the choices are. But you're not supposed to discuss what you pick. Because if you just yell out, I chose dollhouse bed as number 1, it would just spoil everything. So the 2 teams have to be in the same room at all times so that everyone's on the same page and you can't just yell what your picks were. And essentially you just have to debate within yourselves without giving too much information to the other side, because that's the other thing. You don't want to start being like, I totally think number 1 is blank, so we can't say that. Like, let's say that, like, because that just gives them a bunch of info what you probably picked. So you have to be very strategic in how you discuss this, and it's made for the most interesting strategy for, like, you know, I feel like all the other games we can kind of know who's going to win from the very start almost, because certain people are just better at certain games and stuff. But with Pole Mine, no idea who's going to win Pole Mine. It's like totally up in the air, which is the most fun of it for me. It's our favorite one. We love it.
That's so interesting. I genuinely love that was such an unexpected choice. I feel like there's some heavy hitters from Jackbox that I expected.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions that were really fun this past week. We played a ton of Jackbox, obviously. Monster Seeking Monster in like 3 or 4. Fun one. You're texting your friends in the in-game
the most
browser
vile
app.
Stuff too. Do you guys get really vile with it?
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, short answer, yes.
It sounds like you don't.
I couldn't begin to get into the inside joke that we were all referencing throughout this entire week.
Yeah.
But maybe someday I will in a video or something. It's just it's simply too big, Haley. It's simply too big. The other one, the one where you sell junk, it's in a new one. It's like you get an old
Junktopia
piece of
or
junk.
something.
Yeah.
Is that it?
You like buy and try to make the most profit by buying something cheap or whatever, and then you come up with a title for it and some fun facts about it. It's kind of like Patently Stupid or the other presentation one.
Yeah. I see. I like those.
Yeah, where you get up there and you press the buttons along with your little routine.
I like the ones where you have to kind of put on a show and be like, hey, everyone, listen, blah, blah, blah. Like Joke Boat even too. Like you kind of have to put on a little something for Joke Boat. No one else likes them. Like the inside joke is that when we open up a pack, literally when people come over and sit on the couch, they go, no Joke Boat, Haley, ha ha ha. It's like, what? I only asked to play it one time, like in 2020, and then I still can't. Like they all don't want to present. They all don't want to have that pizzazz and like put a bit of showmanship in it. They just want to write on their phones and say, "Who won? Oh, Emma." I know, right?
That's so sad to me.
Yeah.
I like that. That game was sticking out to me as great because it was like you have so much more time than you need to write your little stuff. It is all about just thinking like, how am I going to pitch this and coming up with ways to connect the two fun facts you're writing or whatever. Versus something like Quiplash where sometimes you're like, okay, there's 10 seconds left. I still don't have anything funny.
It's like you can
kind of finish yours right away and be like, just brainstorming, mentally mapping out like I'll hit this one and then I'll lead into this one. And of course, it's just different personality types like different Jackbox games.
That's true.
I'm always surprised by that. My family loves Fibbage, hated Drawful. My friends love Drawful, hate Fibbage.
No one plays Drawful with me. No one will play Drawful with me.
Wow, because my pitch for the Jackbox game I was going to fight for here was Drawful 2.
I love Drawful 2. That's also TKO is great. It's kind of like Drawful, but it's just like a little different.
I like TKO, but it's a little more like randomness, which can kind of get old. A little more random humor and less like, I don't know. And sometimes inside jokes just win automatically in Jackbox games.
That's true.
And I like when games don't give you that option, that crutch, which Drawful 2 is one. It's interesting. You played Drawful Animate too, which was essentially Drawful 3, where you do 2 frames. And the biggest change is that they have the prompts be absolute nonsense with weird ass punctuation so that it blends in with your friends' weird answers better. But they overcorrected it. It's like nobody ever gets it right because it's the strangest, most nonsense thing up there.
I noticed they'll even put spelling errors and stuff in it too and whatever. And it's like, just don't do that. Just have the answer be the answer.
Overcorrected. And Drawful 2 not only doesn't have that, but it has submit your own prompts, which everybody can do together. You can take 2 minutes at the start and everybody just types in random phrases and stuff, and then you have infinite Jackbox, infinite prompts.
See, that's when you want to lean into the inside joke thing. Like if you have your core group there that all knows the same inside jokes, you just do a create your own prompts thing and just fill it with inside jokes, and it's the best time.
Yeah, sure.
It's perfect. Well, okay, so Pole Mine and Junktopia.
Drawful 2. Junktopia, honorable mention.
Oh, Sever says Joke Boat is the thinking person's Quiplash. Love that. That's really raising my ego. That's making me feel like a jerk, but in a good way. Yeah.
Pole Mine.
It's really good. It's just like we've had the most
interesting neither of us picked the ones we needed to dethrone Mario Kart.
I was just thinking that. Like if we had picked Quiplash and
Quiplash 3.
And what's the other kind of generic one that everyone seems
Push
to like?
the Button?
Push the Button
isn't generic, but it's
it's
cool.
controversial, though.
It's the social deduction Jackbox game.
It's like Among Us in a different font.
Smack.
We get really toxic in Push the Button, like insanely screamy and angry. I remember one of my friends, he brought his boyfriend for the first time to meet us, and we played Push the Button, and we did not make a good first impression because we were not at him. We weren't being mean to him, but we were just like, you freaking idiot. Why wouldn't you do the drawing thing when obviously it's Steph's turn and she's clearly the like we're just like screaming at each other, and he's like, they seem really like intense and I blah blah blah. And we were like, whoops. So we don't play that around other people anymore. But I always thought that was kind of like A sleeper hit one. I didn't think people played that one as much.
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't know. I'm trying to balance out Quiplash.
I guess
How do we show all the strengths of Jackbox in just 2 games?
I guess Drawful would be the other one because it's just Quiplash but drawing.
But it's almost too similar to Quiplash. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I think regardless, we didn't beat Mario Kart, even if we had picked the 2 most basic, easy to tell people at a party how to play it in 10-second games.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. If we could nominate all of Jackbox as a concept, it's no question above Mario Kart for me.
That's true. So how do we go about this?
But of course, if that's top of the list, it's 50 games we're counting as one. That doesn't seem right.
That's kind of unfair for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Trivia Murder Party. Oh, that's the other classic. Good one. Trivia Murder Party 2.
Fun with that one might work with any group. That is just a blast.
That's just trivia, but with little mini games. That's a great one. Good one. I think.
I don't know if we can make this fair.
I think.
Or if we just throw making it fair out the window.
How about Mario Kart's the king and Jackbox is the queen? And they live together on the hill.
I would rather have Jackbox the king, Mario Kart the queen.
Interesting. I could get behind that. And then
great.
Brawl or Melee is the jester, and because we didn't even talk about that yet. And Wii Sports Resort is a knight. Oh, what? Mario Party.
Nice.
Is this working? No.
No, these are great ideas.
So
it's a good way to handle it. Keep everybody happy. And honestly, if Jackbox winning is too obvious because it is so clearly the best one.
I mean, yeah.
It's the best thing you can do with your friends.
It's
not our fault.
They really capitalized on a market. They were like, oh, everyone wants to play fun games at home and just have fun. Oh, here's 80 of them. It's like perfect. I can't wait for the rated R one. What do they call it? Naughty Box or something? That doesn't sound right. Some name like that.
Yeah. Something like that. Here are my runner-ups.
Okay.
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Okay.
Always fun to boot up.
Nice.
With my friend group. It could be any Street Fighter. Street Fighter 6 is so great and so accessible. But Third Strike, I just love looking at. Could look at that game forever.
Great.
Gang Beasts, Dr. Zing in the chat reminded me of. Of course, that's a classic one.
Oh, I've laughed some of my hardest playing that game. That game's so good. Same genre as that one, kind of Human Fall Flat is kind of like Gang Beasts, but a little different.
Oh, yeah.
That one's great, too.
And co-op, right? You're kind of working together in that?
Yeah, that one's more, that's not versus, that's true. Whereas Gang Beasts is like, you're trying to murder your friends and put them in front of a shark or a saw blade. Yeah.
Right. Brutally. Nidhogg 2, such a good game.
I always meant to play that.
It's the side scroller where you're kind of pushing. The player on the left is pushing all the way to the right. Player on the right is pushing all the way to the left, and you are like fencing in the middle of that. You're using height-based attacks, so you kind of block if you match the height, or you go all the way up and attack to throw, and you can deflect that. And there's other weapons in Nidhogg 2, and it's prettier. Nice. Is the big change from Nidhogg 1, which is just like the simple, perfect version of the concept.
Perfect.
Blast. If you ever see it at a barcade, there's a cabinet of Nidhogg 2 that is so fun and so much value for the money. You get to play for a long time.
Nice.
And the other one which I've played before, but I didn't really click for me until this past week, is Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Oh yeah, that one I've always meant to play that too, but it seemed like it was hard. It wasn't the one that you could have like 20 people in it or something like that.
No, it's just 4.
Oh, what am I thinking about?
As far as I know.
There was a game Ben was interested in, remember? And it was like you play with like 50 people or something crazy. Anyways, what's the one you're talking about?
PUBG.
That's the ticket. That's the number.
This one, which I'm late to the party on, but I'm glad it finally clicked, how freaking special of a game it is. It is 4-player platformer where you are working together to build the platform level that you're playing. You each pick one prop at the start of each round, which can be simply a platform for jumping on, a moving platform, a bounce pad, anything like that, or a trap, a saw blade, a cannon, a baseball launcher, and you have to then all run the level together. And if everybody beats it, nobody gets points. And if nobody beats it, nobody gets points.
Oh.
So you need it to be hard enough to kill a couple people, and the person who laid that trap will get a little point for getting a trap kill. And the people who win it while the others lose get points.
That's cool.
That's the biggest way you get points. So it's finding that balance of difficulty and putting something that you think is going to make it impossible, banking on like yourself to be able to pull it off. Or if not, then you can at least get like a trap kill for it. But that was kind of what made me understand it, was really leaning into making it as hard as possible. Not trying to make like a balanced, fun level, just trying to make the most messed up thing that we could maybe get through. And then you can like balance it later. You can remove certain things or block certain things or create alternate paths. But just erring on the side of making it too hard so that if anybody makes it through, it is like this big, huge achievement. And part of the thing that made me fall in love with it was just seeing how well thought out and interactive the traps are. There was a moment where we had this teleporter that basically lets you skip the level. You put two of teleporters, one at the start, one near the end, and it was going to make it so easy. But somebody else sneakily put not a cannon, but a baseball launcher pointed at the cannon and got a 1 in a million shot where, as my friend came out of the teleport, the baseball had gone into the cannon, and the cannon then launched the baseball at this impossible to predict angle and killed the guy right as he came out of the teleporter. And there's all sorts of weird physics interactions with that. And there's goopy platforms that move that you can attach things to make these like spinning death machines, combining these traps with these movement things to make totally unique bits of the platforming. It's just, there's so much depth. I could have played it forever, and I'm not even a big platformer guy, but it was a really thrilling type of platforming for sure.
It seems like Mario Maker, but just more local co-op-y energy, right?
Maybe, and less rules.
Yeah. Because I know in Mario Maker you have to be able to get to the end. Like, that's a rule in Mario Maker. You can't make a level and release it onto the server unless you can get to the end. And you can't do like a little fake back end way to get there. Like, it has to be like a player could just play and get there. It's kind of giving that energy.
Yeah.
I think that one might be hard for my friend group though, because they're not platforming people. So like, or at least majority of them aren't. Yeah. So I feel like they'd get frustrated, and it'd be so fun if like you had a friend group where everyone was into platformers, which it sounds like your group is like that. Like, everyone is comfortable enough to be like, I could make this pretty difficult and probably get my way through. But I think like like 50% of my friend group would just be like, I don't want to play this one, because they'd be too scared to even try. Maybe it'd be intimidating.
Sure, got to be for the right group, but yeah, really cool, really deep, goofy, hilarious game. So many laughs.
That's a good one. My other ones are kind of basic. I have like, we didn't even talk about Smash, but maybe just quickly, if you had to put up one Smash, I feel like, would you put up Ultimate or Melee? Because I feel like those are the two you'd pick between, right?
Don't trick me into answering this and catching this heat, because I genuinely would pick Nintendo 64.
Really?
Smash.
That's interesting. What, just purely for the vibes?
Because it's so slow, so my friends have a harder time beating my ass in it.
Oh, I remember you saying
Hanson recommended playing slow motion mode, and that's a good idea. I should try that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. A few years back, when people put on Smash at the party, now I'm just like, I'll just have more fun watching and hanging out.
I'm kind of the same way. I like playing it, but it requires so much concentration. You got to be locked in to play Smash, even if you're playing against people who don't also play Smash. It has a focus level I just can't reach. But like, Melee is kind of like my dorm room pick. Like, that's the one I feel like I played the most, like in university days, where Smash is the most fun when you're like 18 to 22. Like, that's like the best time to play Smash in your whole life. But now we just play, like, I don't think I'd ever boot up Melee. We'd probably just play Ultimate if it was ever on the TV during a party, which I've done a couple times. I know I think about it, but Mario Kart on for a party is just, there's going to be zero complaints. Whereas I feel like people wouldn't like the Smash option as much. At least at least the people coming to my parties, hoity-toity, fancy group. Too good for snacks.
Yes, your galas, really.
My gala, my apartment. Halo custom lobbies. I know that's like such a niche pick, but holy hell, those were so fun. Like my sister and I would just set up all these crazy rules and like fight each other. And I think I talked before on the show. We would do this thing where in the custom lobby you can press up on the D-pad and you turn into this little orb, and that's how you like bring assets into the level. So you can like build walls. Forge. We would play Forge. Except I would be one of us would be the orb, and we'd pretend to be a wild animal, like running in the woods. We'd play that level where you know the level with the two banshees on either side with the tall towers. They had it in Halo Infinite. They brought it back. I forget what that map's called, but it was the most it was the most foresty. So one of us would be, or we called him Orbee, and we'd be Orbee, and we'd go run in the woods, and the other person would just be like someone who lives there. And we'd play out the same thing every time. We'd be like, what was that? And then, like, Orbee would skitter through the bushes. Like, I think I saw something. And then befriend Orbee. But then it would always turn foul. And it still counts for versus because the person would then, you know, like, maybe Orbee by mistake kills the main character's child or something. We'd come up with some headcanon thing. Yeah, sure. And then it was try to kill Orbee. So Orbee's very hard to kill because it's like a one little pixel far away thing.
But you can
shoot Orbee. You
can kill it?
Yes, you can shoot and Orbee explodes. And then you can just respawn as Orbee again. But it would be like, the whole fun was, when is it going to flip into kill Orbee time? It's almost like we were like teasing each other, like, wait, not yet. Like, Orbee still gets along with me. I won't kill Orbee. We just would play that over and over again. So we called it just want to go play Orbee is how we talked about that. So that I understand that's
so cute.
That's a crazy pull. No one's going to agree with me on that. No,
I think we can count that.
All right, cool.
Orbee, of course, is the what? The viceroy of the court.
Exactly. That's Orbee. Rocket League. I mean, I feel like you'd agree. Such a good one to play local.
For sure. Can you do 4-player local?
I don't think so. I think it's 2-player. I've never tried, actually. I think about it. I've only just
1v1s.
I've only just played 1v1s. We Party You. And We Party, but We Party You more. Loved We Party You. You look confused. You never played We Party You? Never been to a party?
I can't picture it. Never got invited to play We Party You.
It had this ugly MFer Party Pete. He was their mascot. Ugly as sin. Can't even tell you how ugly this bro is. And then he bought Party Penny in for We Party You. And I've never seen my sister hate a character as much, to the point that I sometimes draw Party Penny and like slip little pictures of Party Penny into Emma's purse, or like on her birthday I put it on her card, and it makes her genuinely angry. That's how much she hates this character, which is just to say that we play it so much that she cares to vitriolly hate a character such as Party Penny. Mini games, and you know, it's kind of just like knock off Mario Party in a way, but they have all these other games you can play that's not just mini game modes. Like, it's this one where you're running down a highway, and we call it Passion because you have to shake the dice. Like, you shake the Wii remote to shake the dice, but when you shake it really fast, the dice like start to reverberate and turn multicolor, rainbow, crazy dimensional, and then like when you go throw it, like they all scatter everywhere and it looks really cool. So we've been calling that Passion for like ever, because you have to scream passion as you throw the dice. Like, we made our own fun, right? It's really, really basic mini games, but we played them to death so much because we didn't have that many Wii U games, because they didn't release that many, that we'd have to come up with the fun. But some of the mini games were really fun. Like, there's a horse racing one in Wii Party that we would just play over and over again because the skill ceiling was extraordinary. Like, we all got so good at timing our like whips to be perfectly timed that you could guaranteed win, that it would be so fun to see who's gonna beat it by like 0.3 milliseconds and time the whips better this time. And we all got so good at it. We had so much fun with that game, and we still turn it on every so often. That's a great one.
Is it possible Party Pete is named Party Phil?
Damn it, yeah. What's Party Pete from?
Okay, fake gamer, sorry.
Well, I said it was more about Party Penny, which I was right?
Party Penny's right. And first comment on the Party Phil Wikipedia. Wii Sports fandom rather. I don't understand the hate of this guy.
Look at him is all I have to say to that comment. NFL Street, loved me some NFL Street growing up. Any of the Street games, but NFL Street was really fun. My brother and I played NFL Street to death. We loved that one. Just to check that out. And cool. I know Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games ones I think are fun, but my friend group hates them, so we never play them. And yeah, I think of all of those I had a lot more kind of like basic Nintendo styled ones. You had some cool niche ones I'd never heard of that I'm going to download and see if my friends will play.
I think we both brought a lot to the conversation.
Do you think you'll play Orbee?
Get an Xbox 360 and play Orbee?
Yeah. Could you see yourself wanting to play Orbee?
For sure.
Do you think I brought something to the table is what I'm asking? Something new.
Hey, Marie, I'd really love to try this cool game called Orbee with you.
The way I think Marie would actually probably like it. She's that fun. You gotta let Marie be Orbee first. It's way more fun to be Orbee. Because you're just...
Okay, that gets you into playing Orbee?
Yeah. That gets you in. Because Orbee is also, a little hint, Orbee's silent. The whole appeal is Orbee can't talk. That's where the confusion and animosity comes from. It's because maybe Orbee messed up, but Orbee's trying to apologize and can't. Because Orbee can't talk, and that's when the guns come out and you kill Orbee.
And that's what Marie should do first, is non-verbally communicate eventually some kind of betrayal.
Yes.
That she is apologetic for.
Exactly. And half the fun of being Orbee is coming up with the mistaken betrayal. It's a whole dance. It's a whole thing. It's very fun. So I hope you guys will play that, and I hope the listeners will go out and play
for
Orbee
sure.
Too. And I can't wait to tell Emma that I explained this, because we talk about sometimes why did we do that?
Hanson, make it a clip.
Yeah. New show plus, Orbee.
Orbee. Most underrated game on Xbox 360? Question mark? Orbee?
I feel like
text on the thumbnail?
I feel like that could literally be a show. Orbee. Just call it Orbee. No new show plus. Orbee.
Orbee. Vote for Orbee.
Vote for Orbee.
This November.
In the primaries. Because Joe Biden has dropped out. Anyways, thank you, Leo, so much for joining me and coming up with this spunky fun topic. I love these games. I feel like we both have very fun friend groups that like to play games and hang out. And that's why we know so many of these fun games.
This is true, Haley. I feel lucky to have a group that likes variety, likes jumping around, doing some weird, crazy stuff, because that gives everybody a chance to win and find something they're good at. And or just even say, here's my favorite game. Can we all play it? You know, bringing that to the table.
Yeah.
And they probably will have an advantage because they love it so much, but we all get to learn about it. It's great.
That's awesome. And in the comments, if you guys can think of any fun versus co-op games, because even when I was trying to jog my memory, everyone just kind of makes lists of couch co-op games, not couch co-op versus games. That's like
I think you co-op isn't included in the term versus game. I think that's your problem. Is co-op means cooperative, and that's the opposite of versus.
Oh my
I think
God.
that might be causing some issues for you in your Google search.
Now that you mention it, that's like me saying jumbo shrimp, or what's that called? An oxymoron? I think I did a straight up oxymoron in the labeling of this show. I'm going to have to retcon it and pretend I always knew that it was just just versus. I want to say co-op still. Local versus.
I can see why the lists you were getting were unhelpful.
Yeah, they were like, it takes two. I was like, what the hell is going on? How is that versus? Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think about it that way. In my head, couch co-op means I'm sitting beside somebody. And then I add the extra versus to mean like, and we're fighting. So that was my bad.
Sure. It Takes Two does have a lot of good minigame versus things, little diversions.
Oh yeah. That I love.
And is there a mode? Can you just play them from the main menu?
Yep. You can just go right to as long as you played them once, you can just play them from the menu.
Cool game.
Awesome game.
Cool game.
Thanks, Leo. And thanks, everybody, for listening. This has been Bonus Pod. Well, see you next week. Bye.
Biden.
Oh, that's great. What a topical. Trying to think of a Kamala pun, but I don't think there is one. You got one, Leo?
Coconut tree you later.
What?
Her famous coconut quote?
What's her coconut quote? What's that?
You didn't just fall out of the coconut tree. You exist in the context of everything that came before you and will come after you, which is honestly spitting straight facts, but we all love to associate the word coconut with her now, so catching you up on that.
Fantastic. I need to know more about American history and learn more of these things.
Yes.
Ellie Joy
Our
Panic.
famous coconut tree that George Washington chopped down.
Kamala Harris cannot tell a lie. Ellie Joy Panic is playing Crowd Control Zelda Randomizer. That sounds cool. I'm starting a raid. Folks on Twitch, for all you had to go over there. Thanks for listening. American politics rule, says Not Weirder.
Woo!
Eagle Screech. Am I right? Bye!